Hi, welcome to Real Magic Review. My name is Steve Faulkner, and I've just had a gulp of water, and I'm a little bit windy. It's not a good start. Let's hope it stays down. Right, how are you, everybody? I hope you're well. This is a live one, last minute live one. So thanks for there being people here. Yay! This is, well, first of all, let's do the housekeeping. Like and subscribe if you want to do that. Have a look at a couple of videos I've done recently. Have a look at this short that, well, we'll play it on here actually, that I did on David Regal's Sudden Deck, in Universal Sudden Deck. But also check out the Ben Harris interview. I'll be doing lots more interviews and people are loving the interviews. Yes, they are long. I am planning on podcasting them as well, but give them a look. And of course, check out onlinemagic.co. That's my online magic school course resource, over 800 videos, live sessions every week. Last night was such a lovely session. It's just a really, really warm, welcoming community. So don't be intimidated. Everybody is welcome. That's onlinemagic.co, and do check out the Trustpilot reviews for that. So don't take my word for it, because I'm clearly biased. All right. I've had this while. David Regal sent this to me. Thank you so much, David. I asked him to send it to me. I don't ask that many people to send me stuff, but I saw this and just thought, that looks really, really interesting, and I want to review it. So this is the latest version of Sudden Deck. The difference with this one is that you can customize it with any deck of cards. It is more, what's the word? Oh, I'm having that mental block where I don't know really basic words. Stronger. I had a better one. It's stronger than the other ones and has a little bit more room, because obviously some of the cards now are slightly thicker. So it's just an update. Now, when I saw it, I thought it looked great. When I got it, I opened it up and went, oh, bit of arts and crafts there, because you can't get a deck of cards in there, can you? So, and open it up, and you can't see it now, but it's basically the gimmick, and you have to put it together. And that's fine. I've got nothing against that, but you do always get that thing of how long is it going to take. The other thing is that I looked at it and thought, this doesn't look very strong. How wrong I was. And also I thought, how am I going to transport it? Because it looks like it's going to be, like you see the ad, it's going to be difficult to transport. Not a problem at all. So let's watch. I just recorded this today, one of my shonky shorts, that's what I say, where I don't practice enough and put them out there. But I did do loads and loads and loads and loads of takes of this, just because it's one of those tricks that when you perform it, it's very forgiving, this trick actually, because I've showed it to a few people and go, oh, I'm very good, and they're just like, what? So it's one of those, but for video, just wanted to cover as much as I could, so people couldn't go around and pause and stuff like that. So here's the short. We'll have a look at my performance of this. Just if you don't know it, you can see it. So it's a little bit of an experiment, this. I haven't tried this before. I've just got the instructions there. These are apparently flat-packed playing cards. It's a way to save money on postage. It's a little bit more of a hassle. Obviously, you've got to put the box together yourself, but apparently it only takes 10 minutes. And this is a bit I don't think it's going to work. It says there's a self-printing technology. Apparently, you just click like that. That looks great, actually. Brilliant. And you just put the box together. Goes together super easily. And apparently you just give it a shake, and there's a chemical in there that kind of expands. Yeah, they're there. Amazing. See what these are like. Expands the cards in. Yeah, they feel great, actually. They feel normal. They handle well. So give that a Google. Apparently they're flat-packed playing cards. And for that, there you go. So that's the effect. That's my little presentation of it. I did loads of different things. I was going to do it to music, like a TikTok kind of thing. And if I was performing it, I would probably do that presentation actually, because I quite like that sort of thing. I'm quite happy with it. But to introduce a deck of cards, that's what it's for. And there is on the download, this is from Penguin Magic, by the way, very importantly. This on the download, there is a routine David has created for it if you want to make more of a routine out of it. It's great, it's nice, it's a bit slighty. If you're not really handy with a deck of cards, you may find it challenging. But for me, it doesn't need it. This is a really amazing way to produce a deck of cards. Don't worry about it not being a long routine. It doesn't matter. This is about effect. This isn't about how long, how many minutes of effect you get for your money. And I wasn't disappointed with this at all. So first thing, it is durable. That's the word I was looking for. It's very durable. I've practiced with this a lot. I've played and played and take after take. There's no sign of it going anywhere or breaking or anything like that. It's made of the unrippable card stuff. What's it called again? But you know, and it looks like it's not. Some of the Tyvek stuff looks really weird. It looks like it just doesn't break. It looks amazing. So there's that. Transporting it's really easy. You transport it in the box with the card, all that kind of thing. So that's fine. It just goes with your other cards. Arts and crafts, I really enjoyed it. It was like, you know, those things you get where if you want to cook food, but you can't bother to cook, so they deliver the ingredients and you just have to chuck them in the pan, but you don't have to chop everything up. It's a bit like that. It's very easy. You do have to sort of, I would advise taking your time with it, because I think when you sort of build up a trick like that, it gives you a kind of respect for it. You see the thought that's gone into it, and because this is I think it's a 4th iteration. I think it went Sudden Deck 2 and 3 and then Universal. So this, what's the word? The dude, when something sticks around for a long time. It's still around, and it's around for a reason. The effect is really strong. It's not one of those things that only works on video. Gary, you asked on the short what the angles are like. The angles are fine. Yes, of course, you're not going to be showing it both sides, but when you're in front of people, it feels all right. You know, it feels fine. You've got your body here. You can just bang. You can do it. I think angles fine. Of course, there are some angle considerations, like there are with most magic tricks, with most card tricks, with most anything like that. Palming, you don't have to palm for this, by the way. So it's like that. You just have to be a little bit aware. There is no sleight of hand. It's super easy. It's in fact so easy that there is a little caveat to this, that when you see it, you can't unsee it. You forget how good it looks until you film it and you go, God, it looks really good. And that's why it's so clever. This is a really, really clever bit of thinking. And, you know, you read David Regal's books, he's got lots of these things that you can make up. And that's why I think the power of video, yes, most of us that are into our books prefer the books and video. But if I'd have read this in a book and it said, this is the effect and you can make it up, I wouldn't have trusted it as much until I'd seen it. And then you realise how it comes together. And it's a real lesson for me to kind of, you know, if you respect a creator like David Regal and you see an effect, you make something up, just trust it, because he's not going to put stuff out that doesn't work. I don't know anything that he's put out that isn't super strong and doesn't live up to what he's given you. So it's got everything really. If you like that trick, that is what it's going to look like. I don't think there's many people that aren't going to be able to do it. There are a couple of convincers you can do, but even if you just do it straight out the thing with the envelope that I did, he tells you how to do that. So you can create the envelope for it. It took me no time at all. And I think it's just a really solid, wonderful piece of kit. I have put it, incidentally, I keep forgetting to mention this, I've got a playlist, Steve's Favourites, and it's not that easy for stuff to go on it. I mean, even the stuff I really like doesn't necessarily go on it, but this definitely is on it because it's gone straight in my close-up case, which I can see there, and I'm taking it to gigs. It's just a great way to bring in, and it's a normal deck of cards, right? So you can bring in your deck like that, and you're going to really, it reminds me of Extreme Burn, but I prefer it. Now, not that I prefer the trick necessarily, but with Extreme Burn, it's so powerful, but I never really had a presentation that suited me with it. But with this, I kind of like the fact it's odd and weird, and you can kind of bang, and all of a sudden it all makes sense. I think it's really cool and great for video and everything like that. Great for your promos if you're doing it. You see it and people are going to respond to it. So there isn't really anything bad to say about this. The caveat I was going to say is, yes, it's easy, but it does take practice. You could quite easily, I think, if you didn't, he says there's a technique. He said it's not a sleight, but it's a technique. And that technique, you need to kind of get, it's very subtle, but it makes a difference. There's a few times I did it on video where I was just like, nah, I'm not happy with that. Again, live, it's not going to be as much of a problem because you haven't got that repeat problem. But I think, especially if you're using it on video, just make sure you get that, that's going to make sense if you get it. I think it's, it's $29 or something. It's an absolute bargain. It's a stunning piece of kit. And I think it's great. So that's Sudden Deck by David Regal. If there's anything I've forgotten, I'll come to questions now, because I know people don't like me answering too many questions to make the review longer. So I'll go to questions now, and afterwards, when this is published, you can put anything below and I will answer those questions on the Thursday Comments on Comments shows. So any questions, nearly everything I get through, so answer questions there, and I will personally answer them live on this channel at 5 UK on Thursdays. Right. Gary Edge Lambert. Hi Steve, how you doing, mate? And thank you again for coming. Completely sorry, what does my name show to you? Gary Edge, it's Gary Edge, it says. I'm well, thanks. Magic Man, how you doing? So many great openers to introduce a deck of cards these days. It's hard to choose. Yeah, and this is my choice. I've tried loads of them, but they just don't. I'm not one of those people that, and I wish I was, that likes to open with an effect. I like to open by talking to people. That's how I get rapport, and I'm not very good at doing that. Got an effect, bam, right, we're in. I have to talk to people before they want me and I want to them. And that's how we do it. So this does both. It's got for me, it's going to be a chatty opening. I'm talking about a thing there, going whatever, then bang, and then try and make it quite funny, as I tried to on the short. You know, I tried to convince them that it was an actual thing. And I think it's to get a little envelope out of your case and say, oh, I got this thing. For me, is quite a nice thing. So that suits me. But I've tried producing cards, with different droppers and things like that. I think it's great, but again, I need a way into that. So. And this is really, for some reason, I've really sort of connected with this. Thanks, Jerry. Glad you like it. Very nice, Steve. I have the original. Forgot the difference with this new one. So the difference is only that you can make this up with any deck, because I think the original you had to be bikes, or had to be red bikes or blue or whatever. So any custom deck, anything you've got, you can make it up with them. And yes, you'll need to either have a spare case for that deck, so 2 cases, or just cut up the case of that deck. And I know you're not going to want to do that for your super expensive ones, because then the cards can live in that. They can live in the southern deck. So, if you've got a deck that's different, it can be used. And I think just follow the instructions carefully. They're very simple, but like all this stuff, you only get one of these southern decks. So when he says cut something with an X-Acto knife and put something underneath it so you don't cut through, make sure you do that. So just take your time, enjoy it, and you'll have a great bit of kit. So thank you very much. Any other questions? Very, very quickly. Thanks, Steve. Hope you're well. Thanks, David. I am. Thank you very much. Please do like and subscribe. Check out onlinemagic.co. If you want any free courses, and they're decent ones, below are an introduction to card magic course. Have a look at that if you're new to card magic, or maybe if you're not, because there's some advice of getting over nerves on there. And there is the Spread Cull course, which is a little bit more advanced. If you've never picked up a deck of cards before, don't start with that. Start with the introduction to card magic, and then if you want to go further, you can go to onlinemagic.co, which is the biggie for me. $9.99 a month, price of a coffee a week, and there are hundreds of videos, live sessions every week, special guests, and it's a corker. So thanks very much, have a great one, and thank you so much for coming for this last minute live review. Cheers.